Hello there, Pete. How's it going? Righty then. So so we're going to go for Funny Honey today. Sorry, it's been a while since the last lesson. But yeah, so I think this is a really good one. You picked one with quite a few crazy chords in it, so it might be a bit of a challenge, but yeah, hopefully this lesson will be worth the wait. So right, yeah, to start with, we have a look at the sort of new chords, or the chords we haven't used in a long while. So first one we're going to have a look at is the G diminished 7. So if you have a look on the chord sheet I gave you, it's the first one on there, and it sounds like this. So it's fairly easy to play. It's essentially first finger on the C string, first fret, and second finger on the A string. So we've got, and we're going to be moving to that chord from G. So you can simply play your G and then slide on over to the G diminished 7. Okie dokie. So next new chord, again, this is going to be pretty straightforward, is a G6. So if you play your usual G chord and just take away that third finger. So your first again is on the C and the A, but this time on the second fret. Nice. So a couple of easy ones to start out with. So if you have a little warm up going between, just sliding about between those. So nice and simple to start with. Now here's where the crazy chord comes in. D minor 7 flat 5, and we have actually come across this one once before when we did the Kinks, and it's basically your usual D minor as you've done here, but we get our little finger, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky because we squeeze it on the second fret on the A string. So it's just a little bit tricky squeezing that little finger underneath. So have a practice with that one. That's your D minor 7 flat 5, long-winded name I know. Right, so next one we're going to do is C minor. And again, this one's quite straightforward. One finger, first finger, and we're going to put that flat there, barring the third fret, starting from the C to the E to the A, and we've got. Now, so give that one a go again, and as I say, you can sort of pause the video, just practice each chord, you know, check you're happy with how all of those are going. So then the next one is B minor 7, and again, one finger, but this time on the second fret, barring all the way down. Okay, so again, that's your B minor 7. I think we've come across that one before as well. So it's just going to be every single string on the second fret. And then we're going to move on to another, I think this is a brand new one, F sharp. Now, bit of a tricky one. So how I'm going to describe it is, you know your F chord here. Okay, so that one's quite easy. What we're going to do is swap our second finger from our first. So you put your second finger on the E string instead, and then your third finger goes on the G string, second fret. So you're still playing an F, but you've just swapped the fingers around, see? So instead of using your first and second finger, you're using your third and second finger. Now if you slide that over one fret, so you're now on the second and third fret, just like an F, but sliding it over, and then bring this first finger on to bar the first fret. So if you look at the chord box there, you'll see underneath it says F sharp, and it sounds like this. So one of those tricky barred chord ones. So maybe take a little bit of extra time practicing that one. Now we're going to go on to another even crazier named chord, which is our G sharp minor 7 flat 5. Yeah, bit of a mouthful, but basically that one's not too tricky to play. So what you do is you got your so like a D almost, but you bring it down. So you got your second, third, and fourth finger all on the 2nd frets, and that's on the C, E and the A. Then your first finger goes on the 1st fret on the G, so it sounds like this. Okay, so that's your G sharp minor 7 flat 5. Now one final new chord to learn, and this one is D sharp and slash G. So it's basically played like this. So what you have there is an open G string, your 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the C, and then your 4th finger on the E string, again 3rd fret, and then your 1st finger just there on the bottom on the A string, so you get. Okay, alright, great. So yes, that is all of the new chords. I just noticed I just got to make a quick correction on the D sharp slash C, so it's your 3rd and 4th finger there. Okay, great. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 whole new chords involved in this piece. So as I say, it might be a bit of a challenge, but it's a work in progress. And the great news is the strumming is very, very simple throughout this one. It's just a classic universal strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And that's throughout the majority of the song. There is a little rhythm change at the end where you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. She loves me, the honey, honey. Cool. Right. So but we'll get onto that later. So for now, yeah. First thing to do, have a good go around those chords. Right then. So yeah, let's start with the different sections. You see, I've spread that up. So we've got our intro, verse 1, verse 2, chorus, midsection, and verse 3, and then you know, that's where we're ending it. So I based this version on pretty much precisely on the video you sent over, and the way she plays the chords, she's got her own sort of style, so I can see why you would have found that quite hard to copy what she's doing. So I've sort of worked out my own version of that, which should be a bit easier for us to play. So let's start with the intro. Now it's nice, it's a nice easy start, and then it gets a bit crazier as it goes on. So let's go intro, starting on the G, 1 bar, over to G diminished 7th, so you're simply sliding the 1st and 2nd finger over, and then back to the G, and back to the diminished 7. Nice and easy. So let's just go, I'll play around the intro one more time, you have a practice at home, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy as that. So let's move straight on to the verse. So here we are. We're starting out in the exact same way. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care, he'll string me along. Right, so that's our first line. We're doing G, up, up, down, up, G diminished, 7, G6, which just means instead of going back to G, we just have the 2 fingers on, 1st and 2nd, we leave the 3rd finger off the G. Then we go to our D minor and just sneak that finger on the bottom fret. So that first line is, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care, he'll string me along. To C, so we're on the 2nd line now of verse 1. C, he loves me so. So that first 2 bars is C to C minor. C, 2, 3, 4, C minor, And now we go to 2 chords in a bar. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go B minor 7, 1, 2, E7, 3, 4. And then the last bar is C, D7. And you see I'm doing the D7 as a bar there rather than the open one, but you can do it whichever suits you best. I think for me, because you're on the C, or you can bring in the on the second finger, or you could do the C with the second finger and then just bring on the bar. So yeah, let's go around that full verse again. So it's sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. She doesn't care, she is strangely alone. He loves me so, the funny honey. Okay, let's move on to verse 2. Again, so you can pause it and have a go round that. So with verse 2, we're starting out exactly the same. The first line, there's no difference. So let's go around again. So you do it again. You're doing your G, G diminished 7, G6, D minor 7 flat 5, C, C minor, and this time, this is where it changes. B minor 7 for the whole bar, B7 for a whole bar as well. Okay, so that's our verse 2. So verse 1 and verse 2, very similar. It's just the last 2 bars which are different. Okie dokie. So next one, we're moving on. Section we're moving on to is the chorus. So this is where it gets a little bit hairy, but I think we'll be okay. So we're going to start out with a bar of E minor. Oh, it helps if I start on the right fret. So yeah, again, your E minor starting on the 2nd fret. And we're going to do E minor, to F sharp. So that's the bit, he ain't no chic, there's no great physique, which is the beginning of the chorus. So that's going to be probably one of the most challenging chord changes. E minor to F sharp. But give that a practice, and that's probably the toughest bit, I think. So he ain't no chic, that no great physique, Lord knows he ain't got the smarts. So that that 3rd and 4th bar of the chorus goes D7, B7, and then a bar of E minor. So if I go through that first line with the vocal, so you can hear it, and then once without it, so you can practice at home. So we've got he ain't no chic, that's no great physique, Lord knows he ain't got the smarts. And by itself. First line of the chorus is that's there for you to practice. Second line, but look at that soul. This is okay. Yeah. So on to the second verse. B minor. You can do like that. You could even get away with look at that soul. Just doing your regular, the B minor 7 that you've been doing. I like this. I usually do it the full B minor. So with that 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the G as well. So. But look at that soul, I tell you that whole. And that's the crazy G sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is your 3 fingers all there together on the 2nd fret, and your 1st finger on the G, 1st fret. So we get, but look at that soul, I tell you the whole. So the greater than the So that's the little run. So yeah, so let's go for the last 2 bars here of the chorus. Now it sounds like this. Seems so it's like da 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 da. seems like it's going to be harder than it is, because in fact you start with an A7, nice and easy. So you're going from an A7 to a G6 on the 2nd fret. Ba, ba. So nice and easy so far. So you just bring along the 1st finger, bring on the 2nd finger, down on the 2nd fret on the A. Dum, dum, dum. C minor. Bum, bum, bum. So if you watch my 1st finger, it's going straight down. 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret barring. Back to A7. Dun, 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 dun. And what you see I've done there is I've done my D7 as a bar with my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. Okay, so that is the chorus. I'll play the whole thing round. Let's see if I can play it along to the lady here.
Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care. He'll string along. He loves me so, that funny honey of mine.
Okay, right, so
Sometimes
we're
I'm
still on the
down,
verse currently.
sometimes I'm up, but he follows round like some droopy-eyed pup. He loves
Alright, so I'm going to have a little go at playing along here with the chorus. Here we are.
He ain't no chic, that's no great physique. Lord knows he ain't got the smarts, but look at that soul. I tell you, that hole is a hole not greater than the sum of his parts. And if you knew him like me, I know you'd agree.
Back into the
But
verse.
if the world
Okay, so I was playing that through the same laptop, so I hope the sounds come out. I'll double check that in a second. So yeah, so that's our chorus. Then with the midsection, it's just "And if you knew him like me." So the strumming changes. So as we've done many a time at the end of songs, this one's in the middle. So it's basically just a D7. I don't actually know what this next chord is, so you see on the music it's a D7 with a question mark. Because what happens is your 3rd finger comes up on top of the 2nd, like that. So your 3rd finger comes onto the 3rd fret on the G. I wouldn't worry too much about that, as it's really difficult, so it's just stick on the D7. If you knew him like me, then you would see. So that's our little midsection bit. Verse 3, and then we're on the home straight here with the verse 3. Exactly the same as before, but this is where we come in with the what if the world sorry, let me bring up the lyrics again here. So what if the world sent my name? He'd still be there. He loves me so, that funny honey, that funny honey of mine. Okay, so we're just going to run through that last section. The very first line of verse 3 is exactly the same, but instead of doing, we're doing just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Also 1, 2, 3, 4. So just the same. So we do. What if the world wants you came? He'd be right there. His time to say he loves me. And when you get to the C, back to that normal strumming. He loves me so. And now here's where it changes. That funny honey B minor 7 for a bar, E7 for a bar, then we go A, then B minor, then C, then D7, then G. Wow, wow. So, to break down those last couple of lines from the C and the C minor, exactly the same as we've done in every other verse, but then we go B minor 7, E7, A, B minor, C, D7, then finish on G, D minor, sorry, D sharp slash G. Okay, so it's actually quite a short bit of music, but there's a lot going on in it. So I hope that's been worth the wait. Sorry to take so long, and I think that's the 4th out of 6. So obviously I'll get you the other 2 sent over. So let me know if there's any requests, or I could think up a little. I've been learning a couple of little bits recently. Been practicing my little flipping technique there. Cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that beat. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But my best advice would be if you sort of pause the video and break down each section and look at the chords. Strumming wise, it's quite simple, so it's just going to be working on the sort of trickier chords. But yeah, send me over a WhatsApp and let me know how it goes. I think it should be a good fun one to do. All right. Well, I will speak to you soon, Pete.